I didn't think heartbreak would come from someone like him. Not a girl. A man. My stepdad, James. He moved into our house when I was 10. At first, I didn't understand what was happening. My mom, Carla, said he was helping us out for a while. A few weeks later, he had a drawer in her room. Then a closet. Then he stopped leaving. James wasn't warm. He wasn't patient. He was just there. Always. He didn't scream. He didn't beat me, not in the way people usually mean it. But he knew how to make a kid feel like nothing. A look. A word. A silence held too long. It was enough to make me question if I even belonged in my own home. Dinner was the worst. He'd sit at the head of the table like a king, and we'd all wait for him to speak. I remember once, I asked if I could join the art club at school. I was nervous, but excited. Before I could finish, he slammed his hand on the table and said, "You think I care what you want?" I looked to my mom, hoping Carla would defend me. Hoping she'd say anything. But she just kept chewing her food. That silence? It hurt more than his words. That was the pattern. James talked. Carla stayed quiet. And I learned how to fade into the background. At school, I became the quiet kid. The one who never raised his hand. The one who kept his head down. I didn't make friends. What was the point? If you told someone the truth, they'd just pity you. And if you lied, you'd feel even more alone. When teachers asked about the bruises, I said they were from soccer. When the counselor called me in to talk, I said I was just tired. Tired was true. But not in the way they thought. I wasn't tired from lack of sleep. I was tired from surviving. From trying to exist in a home that didn't feel like mine. I moved out the day I turned 18. No big fight. No dramatic goodbye. Just packed my things, left a note, and walked out. I didn't have much. A duffel bag, a part-time job at a diner, and a friend's couch to crash on. But I had freedom. And that felt like everything. The first few years were hard. I worked double shifts, slept wherever I could, and counted every cent. But I was out. And that made it worth it. Then, I met Ava. She was everything James wasn't. Warm. Funny. Curious. She asked about my past, and when I hesitated, she didn't push. She just waited. Gave me time. Eventually, I told her. Not everything. But enough. Enough for her to understand that I came from a place where love was conditional. Where silence was survival. She listened. She held my hand. She didn't look at me with pity. She looked at me like I mattered. We started spending more time together. Late night talks. Lazy mornings. She'd make coffee, I'd cook breakfast. We built our own little world. After a year, we moved in together. It wasn't fancy, just a small one-bedroom apartment. But it was ours. For the first time, I felt like I could build something. A future. A life that didn't start with pain. We decorated the apartment together. She painted the walls a soft blue. I built bookshelves out of old crates. It was messy, but it was real. It felt like home. And then, everything changed. It was a normal evening. Ava was in the kitchen, making pasta. Her phone buzzed on the counter. She looked over her shoulder and said, "Can you check that for me?" I picked it up. The name on the screen made my heart stop. James Redhart. At first, I thought it was a mistake. Maybe someone else with the same name. Maybe a joke. But something didn't feel right. I opened the message. "Can't stop thinking about last night. I love you." I just stood there, staring at the screen. My ears were ringing. My heart felt like it was underwater. The same man who made my childhood hell, now calling my girlfriend. "Baby." I didn't say anything. I put the phone down. Walked over. Handed it to Ava. She smiled. Kissed my cheek. Said thanks. She had no idea what I had just read. That night I couldn't sleep. I laid in bed, staring at the ceiling. My mind spinning. My chest tight. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I didn't move. I just thought. Thought about every time I tried to be better than James. Thought about how hard I'd worked to leave the past behind. And how, somehow, it found me again, through the one person I thought I could trust. The betrayal cut deep. Not just because Ava cheated, but because it was him. Of all people. I thought about confronting her. Thought about yelling. Demanding answers. But I didn't. Because I realized something. I'd spent my whole life letting James control how I felt. And now, he was doing it again. Through Ava. That's when the rage started to burn. Not loud. Not wild. But slow. Controlled. Cold. I wasn't going to walk away this time. Not quietly. They wanted to hurt me in the dark. Behind my back. Fine. Then I'd show them what the truth looked like in the light. The baby shower was next weekend. Everyone would be there. Ava's family. Her friends. My mom. Even James. I had the perfect gift in mind. Not a rattle. Not a blanket. Not a diaper bag. The truth. Gift wrapped. And they'd open it with everyone watching. Because sometimes the ones meant to love you are the ones who teach you how to break. But they also teach you something else. How to survive. And this time, I wasn't the kid at the dinner table anymore. This time, I was ready.